Godzilla has been successfully shoving his foot up the box office's ass and kicking it, and I'm not surprised by that because the movie was awesome. In fact, I have seen it twice already. I enjoyed it the second time just as much as I did the first time. My favorite part of the film, other than Godzilla's awesomeness, was the human involvement. I found the human plot lines to be very interesting. The main character seemed a little weak to me, but it didn't matter. He was very hot, so I was okay with that. I really enjoyed Dr. Serizawa and his assistant. I thought they were very interesting. I wish the movie would have focused on Dr. Serizawa more, because he seemed like more of the classic Godzilla movie scientist who seemed interested in the kaiju. And the movie would have progressed differently if he were the main character instead of a supporting character. But maybe we'll see that in a sequel. Who knows? I hope we will, because I love that actor that plays him. The scene toward the beginning in the nuclear power plant where Bryan Cranston's character interacted with his wife died in front of him, that was very emotional and well done. Of course, Bryan Cranston's amazing, and so is, I think her name is Julie Binoche. She is wonderful, and you don't really experience that kind of emotional human scene in most Godzilla movies, so I thought that was great. The most common gripe people have been having is that there's not enough Godzilla in the film, and I can see where they're coming from, but I can also see why they filmed it the way they did, with this whole other side story of this nuclear bomb being in the city and how it poses a threat. In the end, I feel like they were trying to convey the point that nuclear weapons can be just as destructive, if not more, than Godzilla and these other giant creatures. Our desire to control nature is more destructive than nature itself. The scene where Dr. Serizawa shows the naval commander his watch from World War II, that I found to be very historically powerful, because in that moment he was conveying the point that the decision to blow up all three of the kaiju, the Godzilla and the two Mutos, with a nuclear bomb was very unwise. If they didn't have that underlying theme, I probably would have agreed with people in regard to wanting more Godzilla and being all angry over the fact that there wasn't. But the fact of the matter is, the final battle and the scenes where Godzilla did appear were well executed. Godzilla was breathtaking in all of his scenes, and I wouldn't change him for a moment. The scene where he first used his nuclear breath, that was amazing. The fact of the matter is that we as a society have been very overstimulated by films like the Transformers series and the Avengers, where it's constant action, explosions, fighting, all the time. Like, I feel like a lot of people had expectations that that's what Godzilla would end up being. And, you know, I'm kind of glad that Godzilla didn't end up being like that, because it goes to show you that there can be a great story with great action without having to have constant explosions. So for those of you who are criticizing the film because of the fact that there isn't more fighting, I really think you need to start reassessing what you consider to be a quality film, because I don't know about you, but a quality film has a story to it. That's the point of filmmaking. You're conveying a story that helps connect the audience to what's happening behind the screen. Overall, I give Godzilla a 9 out of 10. I loved the film, I loved the actors for the most part, and I loved Godzilla and the Mutos. The original soundtrack was pretty great. I enjoyed all the Japanese instruments. Alexander I think his last name is Desplat, I can't remember, did a wonderful job with it. And to the people who are criticizing it, again, I urge you to watch the movie again. Usually the second time around you tend to see more. And oh my god, I cannot geek out enough. There were a few Mothra references, and I sincerely hope that Mothra is in a sequel, and I have no doubt that she will be. Long live the Queen of the Monsters. But yes, that is my review of Godzilla, and if you like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. I do Godzilla videos every now and then because, well, I am a geek after all. I love you guys, and you have a good night. Go and watch the movie!